Alright, hi, this is Scott Schubert. I'm going to show you a little bit of an update on what happened since the last video I made, because a lot of people have been asking, how do you guys keep getting so much profit without being right about what was going to happen with the next piece of the Elliott wave puzzle? And you may have noticed that I've made a video or two before. There's one titled How to Trade Without Knowing the Next Elliott wave pattern. And some people, when they saw that video, told me that that was one of several lifetime breakthroughs that they experienced from our training that has affected their trading business in an extremely positive way. If you watch that video again, you may experience that breakthrough yourself, but then a lot of people watch the video and just went in one ear and out the other, and they have no idea what I was talking about, and that's okay too. Then they just go back to looking for their magic indicator or some other gimmick. But for those who are actually looking to know how to trade, it can be extremely valuable. So let me show you an example of what I'm talking about. In the previous video, which I'll probably take both of these down because there's too much information in them, but you may have seen the previous video. And here's what we had planned. This section right here on the pound Swiss, I was expecting that this could be the beginning of a long-term uptrend already in process, and I was looking for the market to correct down and form an entry on the 1 hour time frame, and I'm viewing it now from the 8 hour so that you can see this entire pattern and what has happened since then. And then that didn't happen. Let me see if we can see that on a shorter time frame. It was right in here, and I was looking for the end of a correction to an uptrend and a certain type of a signal to form in order to go long, and that didn't happen. Now, for those of you who know how to adjust the frequency of your charts in order to find the best trading opportunity that's currently available, there were some people who saw this point right here as a point to go long. And well, here's an example of how to trade without knowing what the next piece is going to be. Let's say you have something in it, it looks like this, and you think that might be an ABC correction, but it's kind of small and it's only hitting 38.2%, and then there's a turning point, looks like an entry. Well, you can go long. If it makes 3 waves up before it reaches this high, then we know that that's likely to be a correction, and if it starts to turn there, then you know that you should get out. You know that after you enter that trade, you don't know whether it's going to be the continuation of the uptrend or not. After you do it, then you find out that it's not, and then you exit, very likely with profit, or maybe break even, or even a small loss depending on when you get out of a situation like that. So anyway, there was that point on the pound Swiss where that's what happened right here. And after it did that, we knew that that wasn't the continuation of the uptrend. So if you went long there, you would know that that would be the time to get out. After that, there were no more entries to go long. We didn't go long, and it went past 100%. So then after it went past 100%, then that changed the entire story. Then the 4 hour has confirmed that this should have been an ABC correction in a downtrend, and we're in a downtrend, and so the next turning point we expect to be a correction in the downtrend, and the downtrend continued. Well, as you know, there's some pretty exciting events that happened right here, and so here was that correction, and during our live webinar we identified that this was a point right here to go long on the 15-minute for a C wave of a correction, and some people collected more than 1,000 pips on that trade, and some were in more than one of the Swiss pairs, and I don't take credit for that because it's sheer luck that it turned out to be a jackpot winner of a trade, but it was still expect it to be a good trade nonetheless, but much smaller than that. We expected it to be a C wave of a correction on the 15-minute, and as it turns out, it was something much bigger than that. So that's how we were able to go through that whole process, and that's why it's so important to have some experienced guidance showing you every step of the way what the next strategy will be and what is the best course of action based on the information that we have available and the information that we don't have available, the unknown part of the charts. Now, since then, the whole story has changed on the Swiss pairs. We've had a couple more entries, and we're still looking at a strategy to go long at the end of a correction in an uptrend, and still looking for that to be confirmed. And since then, our attention has also turned to several other good opportunities, and we've been trading the Aussie, where we planned and executed a short entry up here on the Aussie and on the Aussie yen, and also on the Euro Aussie. We had a long entry on around the 4-hour on the Euro Aussie, and if you look also at the Pound Aussie, which isn't on this platform I have right here, but the Pound Aussie has an even more spectacular, beautiful, clear pattern for the uptrend on the 1-hour range. Right now we're at a point in time where the roadmap has taken us to some shorter time frames, and we're waiting for a series of turns to happen before the next big trading opportunity. But every day, every trade is just as important, no matter what time frame it's on. And if you have a map that you can follow that tells you what time frame to go to, what the signal will be, which direction to trade, it can be extremely valuable and useful for helping you to really achieve your goals in Forex trading. Right now, a lot of people are extremely happy and excited with the Forex trading business itself, and it never ceases to amaze me how fulfilling and exciting this business can be.